Hello Rapper, this is Jade Plays Games. Welcome to a Pixark news video. Guys, you've been waiting desperately for any information about Pixark on Xbox One. What's going on with multiplayer? What's going on with the updates that are needed desperately for the game? If you don't know, on social media they said they would try and get out a multiplayer update for the game in the next week or so. That was over 2 weeks ago now. It's been 2 weeks since we had any information whatsoever regarding the update. It is in fact now 2 weeks later than they said the update would come, and we still won't be getting the update anytime soon. I told you lot I would be emailing lots of the creators and lots of the community managers for Pixark where I could find them, and they did get back to me. I stressed to them how important it is that they should really communicate with their fans better, even if it is only on Twitter until they get some official forums. If you don't know, Pixark doesn't have any official forums yet. It's literally only on Twitter, Reddit and Steam that they might do any communication, and they just don't seem to have a really big team or a very experienced team. Maybe it's the other way around, maybe they do and are just not allowed to because the developers, Snail Games, have said they don't want loads of information being given out. But let me know, I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. So yeah, on Twitter it's been nuts. They've been posting little tweets, restreaming people and stuff like that, and it hasn't been going down very well at all. Now some of these little guides are great, they're fantastic stuff, but when you can't get an update out on time, and when you don't even tell people why you can't get that update out on time, it pisses people off. So many of you have been talking about having got refunds, that you're not going to support the game anymore. And while some of it I don't agree with completely, I think it's a bit OTT, I can definitely get upset and pissed off that they haven't actually told us what's going on with the update. So if you literally go through any of the tweets they've done in the last 2 weeks, you'll just see nothing but negativity from people saying where's the update, and I don't blame them. Pixark currently doesn't have any multiplayer update or enabled on Xbox. You can only play it in single player, and it's still very buggy and it still crashes a lot. Now that's the different side of things, and that's going to happen all the way through the game. So don't be sitting there getting angry that game crashes too much. It is early access. That's what's meant to happen while they try new things or they get the coding right for the game. But it doesn't cost anything to keep people informed. So like I said, I sent an email to them and they basically said they're only putting it into certification this week. Now let me give you a little brief lesson about certification and Xbox, what happens, particularly with Microsoft. There was a time that you could get an update through to Microsoft, and very occasionally they would spin it around within that 24-hour period. Way back when Ark Survival Evolved first started on early access on Xbox One, there were lots of times when we did get an update that came back very quickly. The devs would tell us they put in cert and it would come out of cert on that day or maybe the next day. As life went on, Ark Survival Evolved and other games started doing more and more updates. Xbox kind of didn't put a kibosh on this, but they maybe made it a bit harder for some of these updates to pass certification. When they pass certification, they've got to do it, they've got to be playable. And when I say playable, I don't mean, you're probably wondering what I'm talking about since the game crashes so much, or it was crashing so much. But I mean in terms of actually physically, you could technically load the game up. Even if it crashed a million times, it would load. As long as it does load up once, the game can go through certification. Now that's a generalistic view, there are much more to it, and I do know a few people that work for the Microsoft testing team, so apologies if I'm oversimplifying it. The other aspect is they look at security as well, and making sure that the game can't be overly hacked or there's any issues that contradict what happens with its Xbox Live program. And I think this is what the problem was with Pixark. We've got no confirmation. As I said though, one of the community managers emailed me back and said they're working on it as fast as they can to get the update in certification this week. So if that happens, it is going to not be until next week we maybe see it. Like I said, in the early days they would turn it around within 24 hours. But in the last 18 months, I haven't seen many updates come out on that quickly. Covering games like Conan, covering games like Ark, all the other early access games I've covered on Xbox Live. Generally, when you put an update down, it will maybe come out a couple days later. The only exception to that is hotfixes. A hotfix is a tiny adjustment usually. A hotfix is something that's not majorly impacting the whole change of the game, and it doesn't require a brand new cook. So frequently platforms like Xbox and PlayStation will let people do hotfixes very rapidly, and they will go through really quickly because they want the game to run as well as they can because it keeps people on their platform playing them games. But this wasn't a hotfix, this was adding a brand new component to the game. Multiplayer servers where you can play the Pioneer servers, which are PvE, where you can play the Fury servers, which are a mix, and where you can play the Chaos servers, which are just full PvP. It's definitely what the game needs already on Xbox. I think people have really got bored and sick of playing just on single player only. Lots of these games are really sold around multiplayer. Now, I'm enjoying Pixark, to be honest. I've been doing a lot of stuff on it, but I just don't want to put anything out because I know you guys are so negative towards it at the moment. And with so many people not liking it at the moment because they've got no multiplayer and because they're not talking, it just feels like if I put a video out, it's not going to get that many views. And I've worked quite hard on some of my videos lately, so I want to make sure that I'm putting it out at the right time. So I'm going to be covering Pixark still. I'm going to be giving you news updates, but until this update drops, I'm probably not going to be doing too much content. However, I have got exciting stuff coming. We've got a Let's Play coming with Frisonis. And I've still got my Patreon server with Frisonis as well. If you want to come and play Pixark on PC with us, on our servers, you can join. Go and take a look at the description down below. Join either mine or Frisonis' Patreon, and you'll be able to get access to the server as well as all our other servers for Ark Survival Evolved, Conan Exiles, and anything else we've got going on. But that's where we are at the moment. They're not even putting certification yet. I really doubt it's going to come out within 24 hours. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that it will be one of them ones that does it. I think it's failed a few times, and what happens when it fails? They can't get any like quickness in terms of it coming out again. The other aspect I will just talk about the updates is that if a developer gets an update through the system, through Xbox, 3 times without any fails, without any issues, it can then iterate on it weekly. So, you know, when you've seen Ark Survival Evolved, you may have seen my other videos if you're an Ark fan, or if you're not, loads and loads of times Ark have not been able to get an update through certification without there being a problem, and so they have to work on that problem and put it back in. But if they could spend extra time and make sure them updates do work when they go through, they would be able to update it on a weekly basis. But Microsoft say a big fat no. If you can't get 3 updates in a row through certification without any problems, they don't want to give you the opportunity to update weekly. For them, it just means that there'll be more problems, more issues, more complaints, because maybe them weekly updates will always be broken. So it is doable. There are developers out there on early access that upload nice and clean updates. They just spend a bit more time testing, and it seems like Pixark and Snail Games are a bit like Wildcard. They just don't test the games very thoroughly. Pixark's been doing okay. You've probably seen a lot of YouTube channels still covering it because the idea of it comes back to being a Minecraft fan and then having all these new survival mechanics or better survival mechanics implemented on it makes it a really good game, interesting game to try and play and do something with. So it's such a shame when they don't talk to people. I did ask whether or not they're going to be setting up any official forums, but they haven't got back to me about that yet. So if you want direct news about Pixark, you make sure you've got notifications turned on. The minute the update is ready, it's live, I'll be telling you guys about it, and I'll be showing you all the brand new gameplay. I've got build guides. I'm going to be talking about every single block in the game, which ones are better for building with, which ones are more resistant. And I'm going to be showing you exactly what to do with server settings and loads of other tutorials and guides, as well as the Let's Play I mentioned earlier. So I'm Jade Plays Games. Until we get any more information, that is the final word at the moment. Ignore what they're doing on Twitter if they're retweeting other people, showing off clips of the game running on PC. Just forget about it for now. And as soon as we get any information, I'll be telling you what's happening. I'm really hopeful if we ride out this bit of a rubbish start to life on Xbox, we will see massive improvements to it, because I think the game is popular enough, it will get bigger and bigger. And I'm just enjoying it, and that's why I'm covering it. No other reason. If a game's not doing very well for me, if a game's not getting very much good publicity, there's no point in me covering it. But I am enjoying what I'm doing with it, so I'm going to be playing lots of it still. So until next time, Ratbags, I will see you later for another Pixark video.